the 7-day mental diet.
Yeah.
And it's pretty interesting when you start with that. You don't try, but you sit there, and any negative thought comes up, you just let it pass on. If you get a reaction from it, like you start to react from it, you have to start it over. But the purpose of this is to go 7 days without reacting to any negative thought. Thoughts will come up. That's no big deal. But when the thought comes up, you're just like, let it go on. And from that moment on, you continue going 7 days, and this will literally change your life. But yes, if you do get reactive to something, you have to start over at that moment. And typically, he suggests that you wait a day or two before you start over again. Again, this is nothing to rush through. This is a lifelong lesson. But if you can get through 7 days of the mental diet, it will literally transform the way you think. And but this is something we're supposed to do every day. He mentioned this. You can sit and meditate for 2 hours. But if you can't take that with you throughout the day, it's a waste of time. So we should be meditating and following these principles all day long. The meditation in the morning that I do is it realigns me. Maybe I was out of whack a little bit with my thinking. But then if I don't carry that out into the day, it's like, it's almost like eating, if people get into diets, like eating a great salad and eating cake for the rest of the day,
Right.
The salad would have done nothing in essence. So, the better we get at this, the greater we get at this, I should say, and follow these principles, be more conscious of it, the easier it is to stay on track. And what I mean is, when I do have a negative thought right now, I actually drop it. I don't blame the outside world anymore. And I no longer like, what's wrong with me? That's ineffective. That's blaming me. But ultimately, I kind of snicker at it and laugh and then move on. And it is something I've been practicing for years. And I still fall into it. But now my response and reaction are so quick. And when I get over it, I'm kind of laughing about it. Like, I can't believe
That's still there, huh?
Yeah. And it is. But, situations, circumstances that may have not happened that are similar to one that happened like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, might arise. And your old way of reacting to it came out. But now I realize, wow, if this happened 10 years ago, I would have been justified in my grievances. Now I'm like, I can't justify this. Why? I don't want to. Why? Because I don't like the way it feels.
It does not serve me.
It doesn't serve me. I like the way it feels. And so Emmett Fox really gets into this, and
he nails it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
The 7-day mental diet too thing, and I know Emmett would say this exact. This is a guideline, guys. This isn't for the next. You must do this 7 days to obtain
it
this.
Could take you a year.
This Christ consciousness. No, this is a tool. That's what we're talking. The Bible is a tool, and these are different tools that Dr. Emmett Fox was trying to provide, which is, hey, look, okay, so we have these thoughts that come up. We attach to them each and every day, thinking that we are our thoughts, but we are not. Whatever thought of doubt, a weird thought, uncomfortable thought, whatever, these will arise, and it's how we attach to them, or most importantly, not attach to them, that allow us more control of our lives. Our thoughts don't need to steer the direction of the boat, if you will, or steer the direction of the plane. We have the ability, as these thoughts arise, to simply not attach to them and let go of them. And that's what he's talking about. If we're attaching to something and it's bringing us down and we're, in this mental struggle with it, that's when we would take a break, start over, and get back with it. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing that should arise that should allow us to give our power away.
Yeah. And so take the thoughts and transfer it into, or connect them to, what food, right? So when you're actually on what we call a physical diet, all food is available to you, all right? You may stock your refrigerator differently, but you go out, it's all available to you. But what are you choosing? So you might look at the chocolate cake in the refrigerator, but you're choosing something else. And I'm just using this as an example, right? And that's how the mental diet is. So when you start to choose what thought will work in your favor, make you feel good, and what thought won't. So the thought that doesn't, let it go. It doesn't serve you in any way. It doesn't even help you resolve the issue. Actually, it slows the issue down. So even if somebody harmed you or did you wrong, letting go of that, getting to a state of forgiveness will get you beyond the point. And what it does, what it typically does, or basically does, it gets you to a higher level to where you could see the solution rather than being stuck where the problem lies, you know?
Yep.
And that's what these principles are for. But there isn't a way to get there. And I believe it's kind of like one of Emmett Smith's quotes about every Bible that should be.
Oh, yeah, I love this. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So he said that the first statement in every Bible should read, I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah.
It is all about you.
It is. And it's your relationship, not mine or Mike's perspective on it, but it's your relationship to all these passages or what have you look at it. What's your relationship with it? And that's first and foremost, just like your relationship with God is yours.
I think that's so powerful.
It is. But everyone's always trying to compare notes and then like, oh, how did you like get back to weight? How'd you lose weight? I did this. Someone goes home and tries to do it. They don't have the same result.
Yep.
Because their relationship will be completely different. They're at a different place.
That's it.
So when we stop doing it, the only thing I need to know, it's possible. If it's possible, then I will find my direct route to it. And typically, basically, Emmett Fox is huge on this, and he talks about this in the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Oh,
I like the breakdown of it because that's what he does. He breaks down things really well.
Specifically from the Bible.
Yeah. So yes, and in that, the Four Horsemen, the four horses. You had Pale Horse, which is the focus on the physical world, everything from how we look, the money, and everything else, and you completely attach to that. And the thing is, we live in the physical world, so it's understanding it and utilizing it. So the Pale Horse can be a wonderful tool, but if you only live by that, it will take you down. And then the Red Horse is your emotions. Again, your emotions and guidelines. When we know how to use them, they're brilliant tools. But if you focus solely on that, which is very similar to the Pale Horse, it will take you down. And then we're seeing a lot of this now with the Black Horse. The Black Horse is the intellect. Yeah. And a lot more intellects on the planet now because
it's at our fingertips everywhere.
Everything. Information's at our fingertips. But with intellect without insight is dangerous. So it's not about not having intellect. Use your intellect. The intellect's like a samurai sword. Sharpen it. But what a samurai does before he even grabs a sword, it learns how to wield a bamboo stick. So if you don't know how to wield it, you're going to actually hurt yourself and others. And I believe intellect is to upheave people, uplift people, not to take them down. And today I watch a lot of intellectual discussions with very brilliant people that read a lot but they're there ripping people down to make themselves feel right. And I'm like, it wasn't meant that way.
And that's a misuse of the intellect.
Yeah, so it's not about doing away with the intellect. Being ignorant doesn't help you. Intellect is a great tool. So then you go to the fourth horse, which is the white horse. That's the spirituality of things. So that's the metaphysics. When you start with the white horse, the pale, the red, and the black work brilliantly. But if you start with the three on the outer world, you never make it to the spiritual realm. It's kind of like putting the cart in front of the horse. In this case, you got four horses. But
exactly.
So these are how humans live. So because we're in this physical plane still, you don't get rid of the pale, the red, or the black horse. You don't do that. You just know how to utilize them in your team. So if you have a team of four horses, which horse is leading? It should be the white horse. The other three should follow. And that's kind of it. It's kind of like the ego is part and parcel of the other three, the pale, the red, and the black. But the God within us, the great imagination within us, is the white horse.